Hello, dear friends. I welcome you to African Development Network. My name is Kenna Emmanuel. I'm the international spokesperson of the African Development Network. Our commitment in African Development Network is to see that your vision comes to realization. Is to make sure we find a way to assist you, just to make sure that everything around the continent, the wonderful, powerful continent of Africa, becomes another safe haven for industrialists, another safe haven for medical experts, another safe haven for footballers, another safe haven for entertainers, media experts. And I want to let you know that it doesn't matter what you're doing, we can work together to make sure that your dream comes to realization. All of us in African Development Network, we're just open to make sure that we work with individual organizations, work with international organizations, work with departments, work with security agencies, work with medical experts, lab scientists, work with lawyers, work with entrepreneurs, work with imams, work with Muslim clerics, work with pastors and traditional rulers. We are committed to make sure we work with everyone. As long as you have a burden, as long as you have a passion, as long as you are patriotic, you believe that the continent of Africa has the potential to get transformed. And I want you to know that this has been a wonderful vision that is already spreading and also making impact. I have been on a series of a video series that I call the 20 reasons why the African nation, the African continent, African nations have been very slow when it has to do with development, and the 20 things that we need to do to make sure that this development becomes faster. So I have talked about number one, the over-dependency syndrome, as one of the reasons why Africa is not developing and why it's not developing faster. And until we deal with the over-dependency syndrome, we cannot experience development. The second one has to do with the slavery mentality that has kept several African nations, the African continent, backwards. The third one has to do with the separation of hard work from God's work. And the fourth one has to do with the preference of religion to scientific innovation. The fifth one has to do with the mistake of embracing massive ignorance. Today, I will be talking about the sixth one, which I can call or describe the selfishness, the ruthless, selfish, and unpatriotic attitude of Africans. The ruthless, selfish, and unpatriotic attitude of Africans. One of the things that I've discovered as a leadership consultant that I've traveled across several nations in Africa, I've come to see a high level of unpatriotism. I've come to see a high level of selfishness. People are just interested in only things that concern them. Africans live an individualistic life. They think about what the country can do for them without thinking about what they can do for their country. One of the past and famous presidents of America said in this famous speech that he reiterated and said, never you think about what America can do for you, but always think about what you can do for America. I want to rephrase that quote. And I say to every African person that is watching this video, never you think about what your country can do for you. Never you think about what the African continent can do for you. You need to think about what you can do for the African continent. You need to think about what you can do to transform the system, to transform the educational sector, to transform the media. I've been emphasizing on this phase of influence because they serve as a bedrock, they serve as a system where it has to do with the development and the transformation of a system, of a nation, of a community, of a state. Anywhere you are, as long as you are an African, you are expected to be patriotic. You are expected to align yourself with the vision of your country, of your continent. one of the things that have made the country of America a large country. Before, several years ago, the continent of America was not as famous and transformed as she is today. But today we have seen that country become a superpower. Why? There is this value system of patriotism that have been installed in the mental and educational software of every one American citizen, even from the cradle. They said, I love America. They say, America of my dream. These are all words of patriotism that they can stand and defend the nation of America. But what do we see in Africa? What do we see in my nation, in my country, Nigeria? Well, we can actually say that our leaders have actually failed us. But what we are here in African Development Network is to create a platform to make sure that we experience unusual change, a paradigm shift in our mentality to embrace the principles of patriotism, the principles of selflessness. We must make sure that we wake up to our responsibility, and these responsibilities cannot just stay as it were without being driven on the wheels of patriotism. What am I actually talking about? We need to wake up as Africans. We need to wake up as Nigerians. We need to wake up as citizens of nations that are under the South African region, within the West African region, the East African region, and the North African region. We have a whole lot of work to do. Everywhere you are, I don't care whether you're in Australia, you are in Asia, you need to become, you need to come to a point where patriotism becomes part of you. What do I mean? We need to come back and begin to invest in our country. We need to come back and begin to invest in our continent. You have actually gotten a lot of exposure, a lot of capacity that you have built as a medical doctor, as an aeronautic engineer. You have built a lot of capacity as an industrialist. You have built a lot of capacity as an entertainer. You have built a lot of capacity as a research expert. It is important we begin to come back. That these are all a platform that nature's time and seasons and opportunities have exposed you to, so that you can begin to invest in your nation, in your village, in your community. Take a retrospective view where you were 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but now you've gotten exposure. It's time for you to begin to invest such kind of ideas, invest such kind of intellectual prowess in the development of your continent, in the development of your nation. I want to let every African person that is watching me here today to understand this, that it doesn't matter the monies, the loans that China is giving several African nations, the IMF is giving to several African nations. They don't truly love the continent. They don't truly wish the continent well. Nobody can ever love you more than you love yourself. Nobody can ever care for you more than you care for yourself. Nobody can ever invest in you more than you have taken time, energy, and opportunities to invest in yourself. It is time for Africans to arise and come back and begin to invest in this continent. It's time for Nigerians to wake up and begin to invest in the continent, in the nation. It's time for every one of us to rise up and make our commitment. What I'm doing now under this platform of the African Development Network as her international spokesperson is to synergize with you, is to synergize with everyone that is worried, that is bothered. Let me tell you something. As long as you are worried about the development of your continent, the development of your nation, it's not just enough for you to get angry. It's not just enough for you to criticize the government. It's not just enough for you to cry. Come back home and let's invest in our continent. Come back home and let's invest in our nation. Come back home and let's begin to train the young people. Come back home and let's begin to invest in our health sector. Come back home and let's begin to invest in our agricultural sector. Get those ideas. Get those business proposals. Get those concepts that have actually served is times and seasons. Get those projects that have actually been tested and proved in all those developed nations. Those things that you're hiding, those things that you're keeping to yourself. What if you die? You're going to die with it. You need to share it with us. You need to spread the idea. You need to spread that innovation. You need to spread that concept. You need to share it with somebody. You need to synergize with people. You need to build a team around you. You need to pour yourself into your continent. You need to pour yourself into your nation. What I am taking time, finances to do now is that I'm pouring what I have into my continent. I'm pouring what I have into my nation. I'm pouring what I have into young people. I'm making sure that I don't die with the potentials. I don't die with the gifts. I don't die with the visions. I don't die with the ideas. I don't die with the concepts. I don't die with the proposals. I don't die with the things that nature, lifetime, God has put inside of me. This is what is called patriotism. How long will you remain selfish? You just make money and then you give to your children. You just build a house for yourself. You're so conscious about you, I, me, my family alone. This is not the way to live. This is why the vision in your heart is still stagnated, because you want to do everything on your own. All of us in African Development Network, we believe in you. We believe we're going to work with a lot of persons. We are not selfish about the vision. We are patriotic when it has to do with the sharing of ideas. We're making sure that everyone in Africa, everyone that has a vision, everyone that has a talent, everyone that has an idea that can transform this continent, that can change our judiciary. If you're a lawyer, you're an attorney outside this continent, and you have a lot of experience, you need to bring it home. You have a lot of innovation. You have a lot of proposals. You want to serve as a consultant. We're working with consultants in high-profile companies. There is joblessness in Africa. There is joblessness in Nigeria. There is joblessness everywhere. But yet we have people that are employers of labor in several nations. These are people that are inventors, innovators. You need to get these ideas back home. We need to begin to employ our people so that the youth restiveness will reduce, so that the agitations by young people will reduce. As long as you are selfish, what is going on in the continent will continue. As long as you refuse to release, open up your heart, open up your hand, and shut down negative things that you have experienced, we cannot experience the transformation of our young people. Our young people are tired, they're looking for direction. You can serve as a mentor by reason of this unselfish attitude of being patriotic. I want to let us know that you're complaining that the president of your nation is not doing well. You have been complaining that legislators are not doing well. You're complaining that the health sector is in shambles. You're complaining that the economy has gone bad. You're complaining that businesses are not working. You're complaining that the religious sector is not doing what it ought to be. But yet you are a pastor, yet you are a lawyer, yet you are an industrialist, yet you are an economist, yet you are a politician, and you're developing other people's content. You are not from there. You're developing other people's continent. You are not from there. I am talking about embracing patriotism. I am talking about this day. You and I must stop being selfish. You must make sure you look for the people around you. You must make sure you look around on your left and your right hand and begin to invest in someone. Someone needs your idea. Someone needs to get up by reason of the ideas you have shared with him or her. Someone's business can expand. Someone can begin to have a leverage on your intelligence. Someone needs to have a leverage on your education. Someone needs to have a leverage on your spirituality. Someone needs to have a leverage on your experience. Stop hiding the things that you have. Stop keeping it to yourself. One day you're going to die and die with it. Dr. Miles Muro of the blessed memory said something: die empty, starve the cemetery, starve the graveyard. So many people are enriching the graveyard. The graveyard has become the richest place. Why? Because of selfishness. Why? Because of unpatriotic people. They don't bother about what is going on in their country as long as they have money in their pocket. They're not bothered about unemployed youths as long as their children are employed and the children have a lot of money to spare. They don't bother about the security security status of the continent and my nation, Nigeria. Why? Because they believe they have bodyguards, they have German Shepherd dogs, because they have bulletproof cars. This is selfishness. There are several persons who cannot buy those bulletproof cars. There are several persons who cannot afford security systems. But you can actually expand this. You can actually stretch it out. There are several persons who in Africa have not seen one iota of energy light. And you are living as a rich person. You are living in affluence. You have a lot of light 24 hours. Don't live for yourself alone. You will die alone. Stretch out. Become patriotic. Extend that energy. Extend that power. Extend that education. Extend that information. Extend that idea. Make sure that nobody around you complains when you have the opportunity and the privilege and the money to do so. Make sure nobody around you is frustrated as long as you have what it takes to help such a person. Let's come back to Africa. Let's come back to our nation. I am done with you today. Make sure that you don't embrace the mistake of selfishness and unpatriotic attitude. Do have a nice day. Share this video with your friends, please. Click on the like button so that you get the next notification when we have the next video online. Get to our YouTube channel, log into our website www.i-goldafrica and connect us with the phone number +234 803 5003 594. And remain your brother, Berzikenna Emmanuel, the international spokesperson of the African Development Network. See you in the next video. Thank you.